Dun, 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 dun. Is that how an orchestra goes? No.
All the things are happening. Everything's recording.
Look at how much lighter this is. I love this.
I'm gonna open the email. That is the challenge of the day. Good morning, chef. Click here for your video challenge, exclamation mark. Today's challenge is Tamagoyaki, dun dun dun. Lots of oil, ladle, scrambled eggs, flipping. I'm sure this guy has done so many Tamagoyakis. Sushi mat, steam, delicious. Those are the basic bullet points in making this delicious. Okay, I'm gonna make Tamagoyaki today. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make this Tamagoyaki and it's gonna be delicious. I want to find a pan that is suitable because I do not have a Tamagoyaki pan, technically. But I do have tons of other ones. I have a non-stick pan, which I will go find. Here it is. Nice cooking surface. Looking for the pans, looking for the pans. I have a cast iron pan, looks like this. It's one of the pans I use the most. This could be an option. I'm kind of leaning towards this nonstick, but we shall see. So I am going to also look for some Marion, and hopefully I have some. I need to organize these cabinets.
What happened?
I don't have any Marion. I used it all.
Oh no.
Blast! I'm going to have to use sugar. Wah wah. Maybe if I like make some simple syrup and add some white wine. Let me see. Marion. Sake, similar to sake.
I need some water, vinegar, and we have some sugar. There are 7.5 ounces of water here so far, and then 1.5 ounces of vinegar. I'm gonna start with 1 ounce because we can always take it out. We can't, wait. You can always add but not take out, right? Let's start with 1 ounce. Some sugar. I'm gonna bring this to a boil. Let's see where we're at. Cool, that just needs to reduce by half. Done. First part of the recipe. So my Marion's working. That's definitely a key ingredient. I also need soy and dashi, and of course eggs. So I'm gonna grab the rest of those ingredients.
We have organic eggs. I have some soy. Oh, I have some really beautiful soy that I'm excited about. Amazing handcrafted soy. I also have some matsutake shoyu. Got some options, people. Kentucky small batch soy. It's basically dried dashi powder. I'm gonna add that in because I'm not going to make a dashi using kelp and kombu today. I'm just going to use this powder that I have, which is great. So maybe I'll just do 2 batches and taste the difference.
Okay, so I'm going to break these eggs. So I think what I'm going to do is add my flavorings, like my Marion, my soy, to my egg yolks and kind of like whisk that together to get it really smooth. And then I'm going to break up the like albumin in the egg whites because so to kind of get that like viscous texture. So it's all one mixture. Cracking eggs. The chef's video that I watched, he starts the Tamagoyaki with 3 layers to kind of that like aren't so pretty, and then 2 layers at a time. He's kind of folding them over those initial 3 layers. That's the kind of center base, and then about 20 layers per Tamagoyaki. Cool. So we have Kentucky, and we have matsutake. Right, here we go. Egg whites. Cool, so 21 ounces of egg whites. And then egg yolks. 14 ounces of egg yolks. Cool. So we have 2 batches and 2 batches. Okay, first up, let's go with the Louisville, they say, Kentucky. First, I'm going to add the dashi powder. I'm just gonna add a 1/2 ounce. Then 1 teaspoon. It's so caramely. Basically, I'm just measuring this out for you guys. I would just mix all this stuff in. But I'm gonna mix it in and then taste it, and I might adjust it. So we're gonna start with a tablespoon, and it might go 2 tablespoons. We don't know. Dun, 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 dun. Is that how an orchestra goes? No. It's so dark. An interesting Tamagoyaki. Okay, smells amazing. Now, for my next trick, break up these whites a bit. I'm gonna add that mixture back to the egg yolks. Now let's try a matsutake one. 1 tablespoon. Look at how much lighter this is. That was a shot right there. For the mirin, I'm going to go the same amount, 1 tablespoon, because that was really nice on the previous. I love developing recipes. So I'm gonna mix the egg, the dashi, and the matsutake soy. The color is so totally different already. I mean, I feel really good about this. All right, I'm gonna start heating my pan because my 2 batches are ready. Feeling great about it. A little bit of ghee. It's ready. Layer 1. So I'm gonna turn it on and off. The fan's a little bit loud, but I think you kind of get what I'm doing here. So I think with the a few of the variables here, which is beautiful about the actual Tamagoyaki pans specifically made for this, is that they're lighter. You know, I would be able to pick it up and really turn it properly. So this way I'm kind of trying to manipulate it and turn it. Here's where we're at. I think these layers are a little too thick. So I want to not have these layers in it. That is my goal. So I want it to be really, this is nice. I like this texture around this last one was perfect. It's really light. Flavor's there, but texturally, I gotta get it tighter and I gotta get less color on it. I tried using the cast iron pan and I had a lot of trouble with it. I feel like it was texturally what I wanted as a cooking surface, but when I tried to turn the omelet, I was having a lot of trouble. I mean, I'm not gonna use the cast iron pan. I think that it got way too hot. I'm just gonna go with my tried and true Teflon pan. So the first mixture is the Kentucky soy. And I think making them a little bit smaller in this nice size pan will help me sort of control the layers as well and not use so much of the egg mixture and really create something that is controllable. So the first layer I really just want to create kind of a small omelet, basically. And then from here, what I'm gonna do is add layers of the Kentucky soy egg mixture. And I know the chef, he sort of started out with 3 and then kind of built from there. Smells amazing. I want to try to push out some of those air bubbles. Since it's a little bit undercooked in certain layers, maybe it'll kind of stick in on each other. I'm gonna go for the next batch. Okay, so try to keep the same shape throughout, so I might roll this side a little bit tighter. This is a Kentucky soy and, you know, has some southern influence, and I have these baby collard greens that my friend grew for me down the street, so maybe I can just like clean these up, do a little quick saute. And then for the matsutake, I might just do crumbled nori because I think that for me, when I eat this, I want it to be very elegant and super well balanced. I'm going to blanch these little babies because they're so cute. Look at these tiny baby collard greens. We're gonna make a collard green whiskey barrel-aged shoyu. Tiny bit of Marion. This is the Louisville, Kentucky soy. This was a Teflon pan, and I always like to carve out the sides first. Yeah, no, I'm happy with going through this entire process, and I think these little collard green and kind of Kentucky soy flavors are ultimately going to be really beautiful on this. Just to kind of bring a little sharpness and pepperiness to it. Looks so cool. So let's see what we're working with here. Got some nice layers going. And this one has a little bit more air in it. But overall, huge, vast improvements. This aroma is fantastic. Nori, and I don't know, we'll see if it works. It might not work, it might work, but you know, my brain won't stop. Okay, Tamagoyaki nori. Oh, it's nice. Matsutake nori. Matsutake. That's a tongue twister. Matsutake yaki. Guys, it's been fun. One in matsutake form and one in Louisville, Kentucky bourbon barrel-aged collard green sauce form. So I'm going to taste this, and I think that this sort of perfect bite would be to have a little buddy on there and might not be super pretty, but I'm gonna go for it. That works, for sure. Oh my God, that's making my soul happy. Wow, the flavor is so amazing. That's a winner. This one was fun. This, in the last 13th hour or whatever, what is that saying? The 12th hour, 13th hour? The last minute nori move, I think really elevated this. And it's nice. I mean, you have two different complete like bites here. This one's definitely like larger, and this one is like more of like an appetizer style size. I drizzled on just a little bit more of that the matsutake shoyu, so it's like a nice little sushi bite. I like things that look like this, really symmetrical and compact. It makes my brain happy. Because it's so elegant, this one's definitely more punchy, more soy forward, you know, a little bit of like balance of sweetness. And this is really like a lot more light, a lot more humble, and the flavors really shine through. Overall, I'm really happy with it. Awesome. Good job, me.